I predict that this episode will be our annual prediction show, so there's one that I might get right this round. Predictions and more on this episode of the Escape Podcast for Star Wars The Old Republic. Our broadcast astromech today is EPC 366. And playing alongside me is Seema. Hi, Seema. How's it going?
Hey, Max. Well, 2021 has started. It's a week old now. So there's that. We got that going for us, which is nice.
Yes. First podcast of the year. We haven't podcasted since last year. Be like that.
That's right. That's right. So we did have an MFN this week, our first MFN of 2021. We went and killed some world bosses that we don't normally look at, including the giant droid on Iocath. We went to Yavin 4 and did the that guy with the circles everywhere.
The Yavin Imperial Walker
Yeah.
thing.
Yes.
Walker.
Yes. And we went and took a look at the hive of the Queen of the Mountain Queen.
Which is always fun. I like that one.
And then we did Taboro's Courtyard, which we do pretty often, but that's like a nice, quick gimme. I always like doing that. So it was a fun evening. We did not get the Queen down, but that was fine. We went at the end of the evening and just wanted to have a look at her.
And part of the point was just to get people a chance to see it, even if they had never seen it, walk them through the instance, show them the fight, even if they weren't going to be able to complete the fight, because it was at the end of the night anyway.
Yep, show them how to become En Fuego.
Yes. Yeah. So quick aside on that. If you're in full 306 gear, when the bombs blow up in the tunnel for the Queen when you're going down, you don't die. And you get the fire effect on you, and you stay on fire for the rest of the instance until you die, which is awesome. We've taken pictures of our whole operations team all on fire. It's sort of like a what was the Ghost Rider Marvel comic superhero played by Nick Cage in a couple movies. It's kind of hilarious. I don't know why I laugh every time I think of Nick Cage, but there's that. Anything else that you did?
Yeah, we had our ops night this week.
Yes, we did.
Just now tonight, and we went into Duxon because we were missing a person. So we didn't continue on our quest to do veteran mode Dread Palace. So we went to Duxon and did a quick run in there. We did not get any Apex Predator though, right?
No, we did not. We got 2 pieces of Authority gear.
Yes, yes. But that was a fun run. We did run afoul of the Huntmaster one time. I'm not sure what happened there, but other than that, it's just a quick run. We enjoyed running up the stairs until you pretty much grind to a halt near the top.
Yes.
I'm enjoying the login rewards. It's weird. Like I know that it's not going to be life-changing or anything, but I still want to log in and see what it's going to. And I know you can look ahead and you can already know, but by the time I'm thinking about it, I already forgot from the day before. So yeah, it's working on me.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, how's 2021 treating you so far, Max?
Doing well. I've also been making sure I get all the login rewards. I did miss one day out of my first 1 day since they instituted the login rewards, which is now 29 days, 30 days that they've been in the game. I'm still behind 1 day, so some people are a day ahead of me.
I think I'm a couple days behind you. I think.
Oh.
I'm still a couple days away from that
We'll
crate.
never catch up, Seema. We'll never catch up.
No,
it's gonna be
I
sad.
will though.
And there's achievements. So there's hidden achievements for the login rewards. The first one came at 28 days. Again, we're going to be behind forever. Everybody's going to get the achievements before us.
I'm not going to be behind you forever.
No, because you're saying I'll forget. I will. You know I will. Like I forgot that Life Day is over. So that's a thing that happened. Life Day wrapped up. And I did not buy the one pet that I meant to buy. And I probably have,
I have so many
hundreds of snow-covered
parcels. Yeah, I do too. And I forgot to buy whatever is there on the anniversary vendor too.
I did buy all the things on the anniversary vendor. Oh, I think I did. I thought I did on the show. I'm pretty sure I
So
did on the show.
one of
Let
my
me run it back
predictions
by.
is that next year, I mean this year for Life Day, I won't forget anything. That's my prediction.
That is a bold prediction there. I also Life Day forgot that, but did have fun on MFN, did have fun at our ops night. That is all. We're sort of back in the swing of things. We're back into the 2020, recovering from the holidays a little bit, and I think we're all ready to jump in and imagine the future. So that's what we'll be doing tonight. But first, let's talk a little bit about the news.
Now, an Imperial News Network report.
We're still seeing quite a bit of good stuff in the dev tracker. I've got it up right over here. Just some nice updates on a regular basis coming into the dev tracker. We like to see that. Nothing too interesting as I looked through it, besides the fact that the default keybind, if you're used to pressing X and you haven't rebound X to sit in the game, it doesn't work. See, I'm pressing X, nothing is happening. So everyone has noticed that. That's a little bit weird. You can still type /sit. That works, and you can type. Not and maybe not everybody knows this, but if you type /chair, it puts you into an imaginary chair pose without a
Mhm.
chair, but that allows you to sit on things in the game. So you can actually see there's a very faint outline of an imaginary stool underneath you. But here I could go
Yes.
stand next to like this, for instance, and act like I'm sitting on it with a /chair. That does still work. Uh, Also, there was a bunch of login issues. Those login issues should all be corrected now, though, so it shouldn't be a problem.
Also, Jackie Coe posted a few times this week in her continuing quest to get the forums sort of organized and in line. She did call out in particular that she's going to clean up the Star Wars section of the forums, and asking people not to discuss game issues in that part of the forum that is just for discussion of Star Wars, um, comics, books, movies, anything Star Wars, just not specific game stuff.
Yeah, non SWTOR Star Wars
Yeah.
content. I am not a big forums user myself, but I appreciate the work that Jackie is doing. It's a communication tool for us to be able to get in front of and hear directly from BioWare. Pretty much the only official tool for doing that. I mean, well, we get some news feeds through a couple of the other social nets, but
Hmm.
and as in terms of interactive channels, it's the only official well-trafficked interactive channel. So okay. We did get one last latecomer note in the 9th anniversary thread from an artist. He's held a few different roles, but Fred Newman posted. So Fred is out of Bioware Austin. He hails from Texas. He started in QA, moved into some of the QA tools, but his skill set is in game art, game development, especially in the artwork. He is now in and part of the art department, so that's really cool. I read over his post, and the thing that jumped out to me was this weird way he had of saying that things were crazy and up in the air. He said, "Navigating working from home has been a whole new bowl of patty frogs for our team." And I didn't look. I didn't. So Seema did the hard work of researching what this actually meant. I thought this was like I didn't know. I was. Is this like it was? Is he Irish? Does he come from? Is this like an Irish phrase? I don't know. Oh yes, it's a, a bowl of patty frogs. Don't you know? Or is this? Then I realized he's from Texas, and I thought maybe it's like some Texas thing. Yeah, down here on the range, it's a whole new bowl of patty frogs. But apparently it's not, and I should have known. It is a Star Wars thing. So tell us what a patty frog is, Seema.
Patty frogs are those things that Jabba the Hutt would. He had an aquarium of them next to him, and he would pluck one out and eat it.
Yeah, yeah. So those disgusting things that he was cramming into his maw. That
Yes.
is a Clatuine Patty Frog right there. I got a picture of it up on the screen. So enjoy that. So it was a bowl of patty, whole new bowl of patty frogs working from home there is what Fred let us know. So there we go. How about
I
Guild and
just
Community
I I just got to point out too, like, so he posted about his, being an artist and all that stuff and his history with the company. And the very first response to him is like, "Great, but now what next? When will the roadmap be available?"
news? Great. That's kind of dismissive right there. Great, dot, dot, dot. Yeah,
Roadmap.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, they've said they're not going to do a roadmap. Anyway, little bit of a personal rant from me.
There you go. Wow, that was a rant. You're gonna have to come to Max's school of ranting, Seema. We'll get you. You know, if these
Yeah.
people on the forums would just pay attention once in a while and didn't have to be so negative about everything that they, yeah, why don't you tell us what the roadmap is? That's how you do a rant, Seema. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'll try to be better.
All right. Guild and community news. What's up? What's up? Good stuff.
So so soon this month we're coming up on the weekend of AIECon, which is a virtual online thing that we're doing. It's not about video games so much as it is about all the other kinds of games that we can play together online, like board games, the casual online party games like Jackbox, D&D. We're going to have a town hall meeting, which is a guild meeting that we do once a year anyway. On that Friday night of that weekend, we're going to have a joint podcast with Working Class Nerds. Should be a fun weekend. We have all the people sort of lined up that are going to be leading those games, and they're doing like test runs in the next couple weeks. And yeah, Max sent out a survey to AIE members asking you, like what kinds of games would you like to play or how many so we can size things a little bit with a little bit of information. But you don't have to be an AIE to attend. So,
Right. If anyone's interested, aie-guild.org, there's a link in the upper right. There's a blog post up in the main blog feed that talks about it. That page is going to get filled out with more information. In our guild Discord is where the survey is posted, but the survey is I'm just trying to get, and our team is trying to get just a general view of, do
right.
we
It's
need,
not a sign up. You don't have to like commit to a
we
day or anything.
yeah, and we'll probably have signups for a couple things. We'll probably have signups for the board game sessions and for the D&D sessions, but we have to know if we need 2 D&D sessions or 20. So that's just sort of the general capacity survey, and I think we've got about 30 responses so far. Gonna ping it out again tomorrow. Let it run through the weekend. It just went out, so we'll see how big it is. A little thing. We'll see how it works, and if it's fun, if it works out, we'll do
We'll do it
more.
again. Yeah.
On the night of the 22nd, we will do a special episode of our podcast jointly with the Working Class Nerds podcast, Marcus and Nick. Those are both AIE Star Wars related podcasts, so we'll have fun with those guys. We've been on there before, so that is going to be cool. Also in Guild and Community News, we're spinning back up our Friday night groups. We alternate every Friday. There's an achievement group running some Fridays. I think the first achievement group is going to be a week from tomorrow. And then
Hmm.
the 8th, tomorrow night, is the Flashpoint group.
Right.
Jump in
So
there.
Friday, master mode, flashpoints. Be
And
there or be square.
if your name is Thon, you might be able to jump in the Flashpoint group and convince them to do an uprising.
Yeah. Yes. Probably not, but go for it.
Probably not. Thon is an achievement master within our guild, and it is up to the need to do all of the master mode uprisings, and he's done so many achievements in the game. He's done all of the master mode flashpoints, for example. You have to do them like 30 times each with the bonus bosses to get all the achievements. He's getting pretty far through that list. But if you want to do uprisings with Thon, he would love it. He'd love to pull people in there, especially for the harder modes. Shout out to the chat room. Thank you, everybody. Going to be an interesting year. We're going to push on through. 10th anniversary's coming up. Appreciate everyone that closed out the year with us on New Year's Eve. That was a fun night. We did the podcast on New Year's Eve and then kept the chat room open for a few hours afterwards to get through New Year's in Mountain Time and New Year's in, let's see, we hit New Year's Eastern Time during the show. Then we hit Central Mountain and Pacific Time in the post show. So that was fun. That was really cool. Appreciate everybody being in there. We're gonna keep it cooking here, exciting, and get us all the way to and through the 10th anniversary. But now it's time for a look into the future.
It is the future, you see.
That sound is what we usually play. I usually play both of them back to back. It was a little short. It surprised me there. I'd finished up. Yoda, always in motion is the future. You meant to say that too. Uh, uh, every year, first podcast of the year, we've done it about 8 times now, 8 or 9 times. We do our prediction show. We look back at the predictions we made last year. We see if any of them came true, which I'm sure they all did. And we make our predictions for the coming year, for 2021. So let's take a look. Let's take a look. Let's go with the 2020 first. And I think I've got you first up in the list. Why don't you tell us what your predictions were for 2020? And
Well, I
we'll
I made
be the judge. So
okay.
chat room, get
Well,
ready. Did
well,
any of these come true or not?
we'll argue about it. Yeah. So the first thing I said, which was kind of a generic one, I said that no matter what happens in 2020, things will happen when Keith says they will happen. So
Yeah.
I was not envisioning the 2020 that we actually got.
So I don't
So
think anything happened when anyone said anything was going to be anything. So
right,
I mean,
right.
this isn't, you know, I think
I
this
will
is
say
a
though,
no, but not for the reasons we would have thought. Not because
right.
they slipped dates or or Keith wasn't
Or
communicating
because
correctly or
right, right,
so
right.
yeah. That's a tough one.
I also the next one is a miss for sure. I predicted that we would get a new stronghold, but I was thinking something tiny to contrast with like Yavin 4 and Rishi and Alderaan, which are these huge sprawling strongholds. We did not get that.
Which probably corresponds, I think, when we get to my wishes for 2020. I think that was one of my wishes for 2021 in particular that would have fit that bill. But we did not get that either. We already knew at that time when you made that prediction that we were getting Alderaan. We had a preview of it on the
Yeah,
BTS,
yeah.
and you thought that they would add another one sometime within the
I
calendar
thought
year. That would be a
they
small one.
would because and I thought, I thought anyway, but I'll keep going forward because we have a lot of wishes too. I said there would be more weapon tunings, and there were. And I also specifically said not en fuego, not ones that are on fire, and I think that's been true also.
That is true. Yeah, we did get new weapon tunings. I haven't paid too much attention to them, but we got a fair number of new weapon tunings. In fact, they come and go, and I keep forgetting to check them out. There's other ones that I would potentially want. Well, you know what they should add as a weapon tuning is the disintegrate ability that comes on the new
Yeah,
blaster rifle.
yeah,
Just
they
add that as
should.
a tuning.
Yeah.
I did get that blaster rifle. That's one thing. What is this? Bionic Warriors armor set in the cartel market. Flash sale. Does it spark like that? That looks kind of cool. Bionic. The Bionic Man. $6 million man. I grew up with that.
It
That was
probably
when I was
does
a
spark
pretty young
like
though.
that.
What else you got?
Just but moving along, I said we would get more small chunk storytelling like Hearts and Minds, and I think that came about. Then we got a big chunk of storytelling with Echoes of Oblivion, but um, it's still not like chapters or a whole thing at once.
Right. Uh the Echoes of Oblivion was no, we didn't get a whole expansion's worth of story content. But Echoes of Oblivion was a nice sizable chunk. I
I thought it
appreciated
was
that.
a sizable chunk, yeah.
That's
And then
cool.
I also said we would get a new DVL, and what I meant by that, where my head
Yeah.
was that we'd have an activity that would be engrossing for the whole summer. And yes, we did get Feast of Prosperity, which is the closest thing to this prediction, but I don't really, yeah, no, it's not.
It wasn't
So,
like a new version of like a that achievement chain or, you know, quest chain. I'm
Mhm.
surprised. You're right. I didn't think about that. I forgot you made that prediction. That probably would have been a good idea for them to do. It probably would have been one of the kinds of things that they could have done that would have been low development impact with what they had to put up with this year. They couldn't do a lot of voice acting, so
Right.
something like a DVL type challenge just to have something going on in there on the side. Uh might have been interesting, although they did update nightlife. They did add swoop racing. They did add Feast of Prosperity. So
Mhm.
they were pumping out
Yeah.
some content. So maybe it's better that they focused on that and not a
I
DVL event.
yes. Yeah, I just think this particular prediction was a miss.
Okay, so let's go through my predictions and then we'll get to
Mhm.
go to your wishes and my wishes. So my predictions were one new operation, and then maybe also an additional lair boss. So Duxon was the operation. I think we kind of knew that it was telegraphed that it was coming. So that was a little bit of a
Kind
cheater
of
prediction.
a gimme.
Yeah. But we did not get an additional lair boss on top of that, which I would have liked. I thought they should have done a lair boss either with the swoop races or the Feast of Prosperity. I think that would have been interesting, and probably is something that they could have fit in but didn't. I predicted that we would get an announcement of what the 7.0 expansion would be at Star Wars Celebration. Not only did we not get the 7.0 announcement, we did not get Star Wars Celebration.
That's right.
So
That's
this
right.
is a double no, a double failure of predictions. And then oh no, it was a prediction of mine and not a wish. I predicted a mech shot. Did I really? I
Bold move.
predicted a mech Shah stronghold. I think that's what happened is I doubled down.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, I think
wanted
so
it to
too.
happen so much. I was like, yeah, an apartment stronghold would be good. And I think it should be the mech Shah stronghold. Well, I say that every week, I think, since then too.
Right?
I predicted it. It did not come true. Someone was not listening closely enough. Who's the stronghold? Fred. Fred. I'm gonna DM Fred and give him might. I'm gonna get a crayon and a piece of paper. You know that scene in Deadpool? I just watched Deadpool with my college age daughter. She's getting into Marvel movies, and Deadpool's sitting on the edge of the expressway with a crayon, and he's drawing himself there. So what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna sit down with some crayons and draw out the extra stronghold and give that to Fred, and he can implement it.
Well, I'm sure he'll get right on that.
So I got one out of there, but that was about it. All right, what did you wish?
So, I'll just go through these pretty quickly because I want to talk more about what we're wishing for next year.
Yeah.
Um, I wished for searchable inventory, and I didn't even ask for it to be legacy wide. Um, I wanted them to add unit pricing for posting to the GTN instead of wishing for a complete GTN revamp, which is what I've wished for in the past. And I wanted more stuff to collect, another continuing wish. So I think what I was feeling by it is not so much that there needs to be more pets, more speeders, more achievements, whatever, although that would be nice, but that they need to drop in more places. Like they there needs to be more of a reason for doing, or for me anyway, it would be fun if there's more of a reason to go out and do content other than just gear that you don't need anymore or conquest points.
That's a that's a good wish, and it fits in with a wish that I have for this year. So, well, when we get to that, I like that wish.
I also wish for decoration style templates for strongholds, sort of like you could press a button and a template places decorations around your stronghold, and then you can customize from there. So it gives you like a starting point. And then I even thought that people could make templates, save them, and share them with their friends or
Ooh,
sell them.
that. Did you? I don't remember you talking about that. That's a really great
Yeah,
idea. I like
no,
that.
I did talk about it. Yeah.
I probably
And
wasn't
then
listening. You know me.
I one of the things I always want to is flexible operation team sizes so that you can go with 12 for instance, instead of having
Yes.
to be 8 or 16.
Yep.
Um,
That'd be cool.
I also wished for fishing, which I think I just put down those every year anyway.
Yeah, why
And
not? Get some
I
fishing going.
know,
Well, because the
yeah,
because the water's only knee deep. That's I mean.
right. They would have to be really small fish. But anyway, that was my list of wishes.
And my wishes were a returning idea that I wish for often, which is the idea of player created content, like like t- taking over parts of open world Ilum like it was back in the day, so that one guild could take it over and another guild could try to take it from them, and there would be conquest points that would be traded as a result. Or I could do something with my stronghold and defend my stronghold with my GSF ships, or just the kinds of things where there's a game system where players can create content that by themselves create challenges for each other. We've done some guild events kind of that way, but we don't really have systems in place in the game that generates emergent gameplay.
So, like for instance, they could make a way so that you could do swoop racing as an actual race between
Yes.
people.
Yes, and if your guild, wins the races, then you own, your name gets on the racetrack until someone else comes along and beats your time for that week or something like that. But you know, things where there's ongoing challenges and trading of content with maybe with some consequence, like if you own the racetrack, then you get discounts on all of the vendors or something like that. Yeah, that would be a really good one. A refresh of GSF. I think I might wish for that again. Just I think there's so much that they could do with GSF that would be nice to see that finally come back around. I'll talk about that. I think I put that in my wishes. Yeah, I'll talk about that a little bit more there. My idea of an extension to Strongholds, again, another game system that they could put in place would be the ability to do more building in your stronghold, not just decorating, but rearranging of buildings, to creating of resource generating plots of land, like a farm. So think Farmville, think Stardew Valley, think that kind of
Hmm.
opportunity to arrange your stronghold, to make that I mean, it would be a whole mini game system.
Yeah,
I think that would be kind of cool.
and I
And
think it'd be
then
very popular too.
I had fishing too, apparently. Some
I,
fishing,
I think we might have called each other up
maybe.
before the show and said, "Let's put
I don't
fishing on
talk
our
to
list."
Seema except during the podcast and post show. Just we don't talk any other day. All right, so that was our 2020. It was okay. Things really got it, it kind of exploded for 2020, but a little interesting stuff still happened. Our show last week, we detailed all of the things that happened, and as per usual, it was more than we expected. But 2021 is here, and it's a big year.
It is
10th
a big year.
10th
I had,
anniversary is coming up, and they
I
are
have big
excited.
predictions.
Yeah, yeah. I think I have relatively big predictions. We asked during the the end of year show. We asked the people that were hanging out. We got a couple predictions from the group. Nothing too big, but a lot of the thinking about what's next and what's coming centered around a couple things. So I'll call those out now, and then we'll see where we landed on some of that too. But a lot of the story content questioning is coming from people saying, "Does what we saw in Echoes of Vengeance, minor spoiler if you haven't done Echoes of Vengeance yet, but is Valen, with what sort of how she was presenting herself there, is Valen going to be back? Is she going to find a way to come back?" A lot of people think that maybe that's the case. I kind of don't, but that's a question that's up in the air and a prediction that some people are making. A lot of people are predicting, and this is kind of obvious, but I think I have some more specific predictions. But Malgus is, Malgus has to be part of something. We talked about that in our wrap up of Echoes of Vengeance. And then there was a really cool one that I had not heard of before. This Queen of the Sands. So apparently back in the day, and I don't know back in what day exactly, I think SWTOR was talking about this in our chat room after. There was a
Yeah.
thing that was data mined at one point called Queen of the Sands, and it was something on Tatooine. It was some sort of boss or character or plot that was going on, and Queen of the Sands was supposed to be a thing, and it never manifested. So that's a prediction that people have from time to time. Are we finally going to get Queen of the Sands? I don't know, and I had not heard of it before last before New Year's Eve, so that was pretty interesting to me to hear about. So that was what they were saying. What do you say that? Wow, you've
Okay.
got a lot of predictions. Oh,
I do.
lay it on me.
I do. Okay. Strongholds.
Yes.
I predict. I'm going to predict. I'm predicting again an apartment-sized stronghold. Only this time I'm suggesting like something on Corellia, and it's small. It's affordable. It doesn't take a lot of decorations, and it's close to something that you want to go to a lot on Corellia, like Lucky or
Ah,
something like that.
so in
And I picked
Axial Park.
Corellia. Yes, I picked Corellia because it's faction. Either faction can go there.
Action
Um,
agnostic. Yep.
yeah, yeah. But then I also think there's going to be a large stronghold added because that seems to be on a pretty repeating schedule that we get a regular stronghold. So that's my prediction for strongholds.
Okay.
Then I'm also predicting like a client upgrade of some sort. I don't know exactly what it's going to be, but one of the ideas I had it could be, because they've been adding this, from time to time, is a tab for something or many somethings that we don't have a tab yet. Like so, and what I mean by tab is like we have a tab for materials. So sort of like that, there could be a tab for companions, for instance. Like right now, if you have a bunch of companions, it's just you have to scroll down a long list and just find it with your eyeballs. That would be a good candidate for a tab where you could do a filter and find your companion.
Just a
Um,
whole, just you're sort of saying in general, a whole user experience UI, just UI menu update in general across the game?
nope, I'm saying a
Or
client upgrade
specific?
of some sort. And one of the things that is believable to me that they would do, because they added the materials one, they added the collections one. So I'm saying they could add another one. It could be for companions, or it could be from armor sets, or it could be for dyes.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay. More yeah. Got it.
yeah, right. I don't think they're ever going to say add a filter to the inventory as it stands now. That they're if they ever do give us the ability to filter our inventory, it's going to be because they move the inventory to a tab or something else like that.
Sure.
Um, but in a semi-related thing, I think there might be some kind of inventory relief that's not related to that, like the ability to purchase additional rows for our inventory or additional tabs in our cargo hold and our legacy hold.
That would be nice. Look at my inventory. It's a mess.
So story-wise, though, I'm one of those people that think that Valen will be back in the story, and I'm envisioning like she's like this Q-like character. She's very powerful, but in many ways she's like a child and like her emotional development. So her story is going to be that she needs to learn control and responsibility, but more than that, she needs to learn to want to learn control and responsibility. She has to grow up, and I mean, it might be a subplot, or she could even be a companion. But since I'm the one making this up right now, I would say there's going to be no dark side options. It's going to be all light side, because she's a damaged person that needs to heal, not a person that needs to be taken advantage of or whatever else dark side you want to do with her. So anyway, I see her as like super powerful but underdeveloped emotionally and maturity wise, and that would be an interesting story. Her
Interesting.
her her journey to me.
Huh.
Um But I'm also saying the main storyline is gonna be Malgus, and with Satele in there.
Oh, with Satele. Well,
Yeah,
okay. All right, I'll buy that for $1.
and that the Mando stuff is gonna be a side story, which I'm fine with.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay. And I
I
might
mean, we
change
might
that
find
up a
out
little
that,
bit, but
like, we might find out that Malgus is behind these Mandalorians that are rebelling against Shea Vizsla, but, it doesn't have to be that way. They could be their own story. Um, it just regular stuff. I think we're gonna get one new operation. I think we'll see additions to Bounty Contract Week and to the Gree Week.
hmm,
Um, we might see some kind of High Republic tie-in, and when I say tie-in, I don't mean
huh.
anything big, but maybe, a lightsaber that looks like something that's in the
A
show.
lightsaber or an armor set or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe.
And I think we're gonna see more virtual cantinas. That's kind of a gimme because 'cause they've said that, but I thought that would
Ah,
happen.
that's a good one. I like that. And I hope we do.
Yeah, I enjoyed that last one. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Give us more voice actors.
Yeah, that went well. Give us the
So
voice
those are
actors. We were just talking about them tonight. Give us the voice actors for at least let us know their names for the ones that did
yeah,
uh the Duxon operation, which was
right.
brilliant.
So those are my predictions.
All right. So my predictions, I only had 3, but I'll double down on a couple of yours too. Um, you playing piano there?
Yes.
Seema's gonna play. Give me a C, a bouncy C, and I'll tell you my predictions there, Seema. Story content drop in summer. So I'm predicting a story content drop, not waiting for 10th anniversary because 10th anniversary is December. So I think there's got to be a story content drop. I'm predicting summer story content drop. I'm predicting Malgus and Mandos. I'm thinking 2 separate stories, but and not interwoven. But my prediction was more on equal footing, each of them. Somewhat similar to kind of what we got around the Hearts and Minds plus, like the Scourge. We had the Scourge and Kira thing, and we had the Mando thing, and they were 2 separate stories, but they both had they were both relatively weighty. I think, uh, I think Malgus is going to be the central star, though, in general, of the main story. I hope, and this maybe gets to wishes, and I can wait on the wishes, but um, I hope that we don't just. It's not just like Malgus is a bad guy and he's doing bad things, and we got to go kill Malgus. Then we kill Malgus, and he's dead. I hope it's not as simple as that.
I
And
don't I don't think it will be. I mean, since we're still talking about predictions, I think one of the things I learned from Kotet and Coffee and now Echoes of Oblivion is that they're good layered stories.
I mean, I thought Malgus had some good ideas. I mean, he was, he had issues, and he was, he took it too far and went dark side, but the core of his philosophy for where he wanted to take the empire, especially if you are imperial, that was the right way, man. Anyway,
Maybe Valen will teach him something.
okay, here's one of my predictions. Valen is not coming back. Valen is done. That was interesting. She was just a thing. She just, she was still a compelling character and had her moment there in the Echoes of Vengeance chapter, but no. I think
Echoes of
everyone
Oblivion.
that was in that everyone that was in that Echoes of Oblivion that was dead in your universe, your Schrodinger's galaxy is dead and gone. That's my view. And Balin, I think, is gone,
I totally agree with you that they're all gone except for Valen.
except for Balin. Yeah, I mean, it's not impossible. And because a lot of people really seem to want that to happen, I could see Charles succumbing and wanting to bring her back.
I mean,
Uh,
I don't think that because I want it. I think that because in the story She gave hints about it.
Did she?
She said, "Nobody knows how powerful I am." And then one of the Jedi Padawans who were supposed to have died turns out not to have died.
Maybe. We'll
I
see.
mean,
Maybe.
that's
Maybe.
I'm not saying it's convincing. I'm just saying it's breadcrumbs.
Yeah, I read that differently. But I could see, that could be the case. I also predict my big 10th anniversary prediction. I sort of have mentioned this is a pervasive graphics update, not a full new graphics engine, but enough of an update to the existing graphics engine that it's somewhat even equivalent to a new graphics engine.
Hmm.
That's my big 10th anniversary platform piece. I think there's other things that are part of 10th anniversary, but platform piece, graphics engine update. That's what I'm reading into. That's what I'm predicting from kind of things that I was seeing like in the Cantina stream. And then I had a prediction around PvP. I think they seem to like to cycle back for PvP. I think by summer they seem to like to make the summer about PvP in general. I'm predicting 2 new PvP maps, one arena and one 8v8. And that 8v8 I'm predicting will be a new map type, a new game type. It could be a spin on King of the Hill, the kind of one we have, but not another Hutball, and not just a reskin of, not just a basic reskin. So my prediction is a new 8v8 and a new arena for PvP. All right, all right. So that's our predictions. Now, what do you wish? Make a wish, Seema.
Okay. So I tried to make my wishes this year like more realistic. Except for the first one, which I would really, really, really like to have multi-tagging. That is to say, when you're out in the world and you shoot a mob, that somebody else could run up and help you kill it, and you would both get credit.
Yes, other games have that. This game should have it. Every game should
It's
have it
it's
forever.
such it's such it's such a step up in making the game social.
Social, immersive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so there's that. I don't know if they can do that though. But here's my stronghold wish. I wish for 4 small new strongholds, and they'd be on Tython, Ord Mantell, Hutta, and Korriban. Brand new players would get one automatically on their starting planet,
Ooh.
and it would be pre-decorated, but also fully customizable. So once they learn what they want and how to do it.
Wow, that's a nice
So,
little perk. Nice little idea.
and
Ah, I
then
like that.
everyone who's not starting a brand new character would also have access to them. But the main thing is, like I can't go on my bounty hunter to Tython and make a stronghold, but I could go on my sage, for instance. But yeah, and make them very affordable for everybody else, but automatically brand new players.
Yeah, sure. Interesting.
Then another one I really like is, yes, we predicted a lair boss last year. But this year, I'm wishing for a lair boss on every planet. Just lair bosses all over the galaxy.
Y-
Just put a lair
yeah,
box out.
I don't. Yeah, I mean, more lair bosses. I would more expect to, I guess. Let me put it that way. Align the lair bosses with content or events or things like that, not just here's a planet, here's a lair boss, because that sounds sort of world bossy to me. Um, and then why don't you just put the world bosses in lairs and then you're done? But I like the idea of a ton of more lair bosses. Just give us a whole bunch of lair bosses. It's got to be so much
Yeah.
easier to design a single fight, and not have to worry a ton about a bunch of extra balance, and they're not
Yeah.
expected to be like master mode doesn't have to be there's like weirdly awesome mechanics, so it's equivalent to a master mode operation.
And
If
it
it's
doesn't have to have a big story to go with it.
Yeah, yeah, like yeah, exactly. So yeah, more lair bosses. Matt, somebody call him Matt Kuzovich.
And then this one, uh, I don't know if this is doable or not. I have a feeling it isn't. But since we're talking about engine updates or client updates, I want, I would like for everyone to be able to see the same dance that I see when I dance, the same chair action that I see when I sit on a chair. I hate this thing where I think I'm doing, well, okay, to clarify, when I use the dance or the dance floor, like if I actually pick a specific dance, I'm pretty sure people see the right dance. But you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, Angry Dance has three modes associated with it. Three different dances you could be doing, and not everybody sees them. Angry Dance. There we go. Three different moves, and each time, what I do might not be what you do. If I say slash chair, there's three different poses, and what I see might not be what you see. It's gotta annoy
Yeah.
the our peers. If if I'm leaning back in my chair and you see me like pensively leaning forward with my chin on my hand, it's a different thing and it doesn't make sense. So I agree.
Right.
We were even having a little bit of trouble in the pre-show. You weren't. I rearranged one of my decorations, and you didn't see it in the same way that I saw it, which is weird.
Right. It was facing the other way,
Yeah.
and we had an argument about it.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, I know it's shocking because we never argue, but yeah. He kept saying, Seema, go to his left hand. I'm like, I am at his left hand.
Exactly.
No, but I mean his left hand. I know what you
The
mean.
other left.
You
Third
don't have
from the
to
left.
you don't have to max-plain it to me. I'm at his left hand. Okay,
Mex.
anyway.
Any other surprises? Mex.
Next. Um, I think everyone has this wish. I would like weapons to be included in outfits so you could customize weapons.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, that's past time and a good 10th anniversary update. Let's make that happen. Team.
And then I want character tunings.
Character tunings. Explain that.
Right. So, like for instance, when we're on our ops team and we make everybody on fire.
Yes. Oh, yes. Okay. Done. Yeah.
So you can make yourself holographic or on fire or
Or Rakghoul infected. Or, yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Force Ghost. Turn yourself into a Force Ghost. Yes, you're right. Character tunings. That's a great idea. You're smart. I like that one. Character tuning.
And then I just want to say I really enjoyed Echoes of Oblivion. So I would like more story beats like how that was structured. I thought it was a lot of fun. Well, I mean, and I don't know if it's maybe we'd have to do it at the end of the arc because one thing that made it fun was so much stuff coming together and so many people so many characters that we've known and played with for the last 9 years. That made it rewarding. But yeah, I really
Sure.
enjoyed that.
Yeah.
So those are my wishes, Max. I
Sounds
don't want to
good.
use up all the time. So let's talk about your wishes.
My wishes. First, I wish for more wishes. Then, so what did I have for my first wish? Which is something I had, I wished for before as well. But I think we're due for a GSF update. It is a wish again. I glossed over it earlier. I'm gonna double down on it for this year as a wish. Update to GSF. There's a few things that I would wish for. One is another ship type. They always had the idea in mind that they might have a stealth ship as with a special role associated with it. I would like to see that. I would like to see all of my ships be legacy wide, legacy hangar. So as I master a ship, any of my characters can be flying that mastered, decked out, decorated ship. I would like more customization and decorations on the ship. I would like a new crafting discipline focused around GSF and the ability to create decos and components and upgrades for your ships, and maybe even craft specific new models that are only available through that crafting discipline, so you become a shipbuilder. And then to top it all off, I want PvE GSF. I want to take what we've got in Star Wars Squadrons, in the lightweight way that we've got it in Star Wars, but so our guild could take 8 people and we could go assault Imperial Star Destroyer. Malgus's Star Destroyer has arrived outside of Carrick Station, and we all need to go. Is that the Republic one? Whatever the Republic fleet station is, and we all need to go destroy it. That would be really cool. And I don't think it would be very difficult to do. I think it would fit within the mechanics that we have. So yes, it would still be the difficult learning curve of learning to fly the ships, but you could still use the multiple ship classes. You're doing some PvE things when you're doing the satellite. You're blowing up the guns on the satellites. It's something that they could implement. I would like that. Second,
Yeah, I mean, that would I would love PvE. Oh, I don't know if I would love it, but if we had it, I might learn GSF.
yeah. I mean, because it's not PvP, it would provide more of an opportunity, I think, to get more people that don't want to both deal with the high learning curve of GSF and the pressure and annoyance of only being able to do that in the context of people blowing you up every 3 seconds. It's a big deterrent to getting into GSF. My second wish, and I'll even edge this into the semi-prediction stage, roguelike. Does everyone know what a roguelike is? A roguelike is the sort of like the infinite dungeon, infinite tower. You start it and you clear the level, and then you go up to the next level, and you keep going and going and going. It gets harder and harder and harder until you die, and it never ends. You keep going up. This seems hot right now in MMOs. Every MMO that I know, not every MMO, but a lot of the WoW has one now. Final Fantasy has them. Because it's hot and popular, I think adding a roguelike, let's do something. There's some deep Sith temple, and each level you go down, things get more and more difficult until you die. The key to a roguelike, to making it interesting, is 2 things. It has to be procedurally generated, so each level is different every time. Not only the types of mobs, but the bosses and a little bit of the mechanics. Fun power-ups is useful. I don't think critical, but that makes roguelikes interesting. And then the rewards. So they'd really need to get creative with, like a deep set of rewards that you'd want to be grinding then over time to go and get. We take a group in there, and you got some extra time, and you can take a squad in and go grind the roguelike to get the currency, to get the one of the cool mounts that would take months to get. So
I think the interesting and potentially OP power-ups are an important part of it.
that it typically is.
For me, that's what makes them fun.
Yeah, you're right. And without that, it just becomes it's just a procedurally generated flashpoint or something.
Right.
I guess I was holding back just a little bit because I didn't want to make it too difficult for them to implement.
Yes. Right.
But we've got power ups that like PvP has power ups. So just make them, but they have to be a little more interesting and wild to really match what you get in a roguelike. It's not just you do a little bit more damage or you have a little bit of a shield on you.
Like you could maybe rock it out, but you could do it twice.
That would be it. That's crazy.
That's too crazy.
That would just be crazy. And then my final wish is not 1, but 2 operations. I wish for 2. I'm not even predicting it because I keep getting my hopes and dreams crushed every time I wish for operations. Matt! But 2 operations. I want 2 operations. I want one operation, which is the Mandalorian War on Mandalore. And then I want Mandalore added to the game.
Yes.
There's no reason we should not do that, especially because I think Mandalore is going to be part of the Mandalorian season 3. This would be a great opportunity to get some of that going. And then
Yeah.
I think the second operation is going to be Malgus related. It would be my wish, Malgus related. But again, maybe it's not us fighting for against Malgus. Maybe it's us fighting with Malgus. So that would be my
Yeah,
wish
I
there.
don't want to fight. I'm with you. I don't want to fight Malgus because I'm looking for this to be another comprehensive and long story arc, not something that we finish in a season.
Yeah, and not something that we already blew up Malgus and threw him down a well one time. I don't want to
And he
just do it
survived.
again. Yeah.
He's a
So
survivor.
and and as I said, he's got some okay ideas. But besides just like killing his friends, but to make those ideas a reality. But otherwise, he's got some good ideas. All right. So quite a bit there. Fun for us always to go through our predictions and wishes. I'm still interested to hear what all of you out there on the interwebs have for your predictions and wishes. Please send those along, and maybe we'll write some of those down, and we'll see at the next January which of those came true and which didn't. But I think that's gonna wrap us up for now. What do you think,
Yeah.
Seema? We good?
I think if they just do all our wishes, we'll be happy.
Do you predict that this podcast is over, or do you wish that it would be over? This episode.
I predict that this episode is very close to being over.
All right. And with that, I will bring that prediction to fruition. We'll kick EPC 366 droid out an airlock to broadcast this podcast to all of you out there for podcast news and to know when our next podcast will be, which will probably be next Thursday. You can follow me on Twitter at Max the Gray. You can get to Seema on our guild Discord, which you can find at ai-guild.org. And if you know any people out there that should be listening to the show, if you know any people that they're out there that should be joining our guild, have them check us out on YouTube/New Overlords, newoverlords.com. As I said, ai-guild.org for our guild Discord, or twitch.tv/New Overlords. All those places you can subscribe, you can like, you can ring that bell, all those things, and we will be good. And with that, we will talk to you soon.
Later, everyone.